Hello friends, we're here with Roxanne Rhoads of Michigan's Ghostly Getaways today. She's just finished a presentation for us at the DeAngeli Library in Lapeer, Michigan, where she talks about haunted legends, stories, and ghosts of Flint, Genesee and Lapeer counties, and haunted hotels of Michigan, and quite a lot of interesting stories and places there that are definitely worth checking out. And we want to take a minute to introduce Roxanne Rhoads and ask her about her history in ghost hunting or paranormal activity as such, and history, and get a few questions. So, hello, Roxanne.
Hi.
Hi. Have you always had an interest in this kind of historical research?
Not necessarily the historical part. I've always been interested in ghosts. I think, my favorite cartoon when I was a kid was Scooby-Doo, and I always just gravitated towards the spooky stuff, the ghost stories, and the interesting stuff. And then eventually I started falling in love with history as well. And I've always had a love of old architecture and old houses and antiques, and I get lost, wandering through old houses and antique stores and anything that feels old and ghostly, and I just love all of it, and I love doing research.
And did you have any early experiences that kind of pushed you in that direction too? Or?
Oh yeah. My mom was always very open about haunted stories. It's like she would talk about ghosts and spirits like they were just normal, everyday things, So I grew up not thinking, oh, this is weird or crazy or anything. So I've always had interest in ghosts, and then the house that I live in has some strange stuff going on, and it was my grandma's house when I was a kid, and I experienced stuff when I was a child, and then after I moved in as an adult, I really started to experience a lot of stuff. And I believe we have at least 3 unique ghosts in my home, which is odd because I've never seen them. They seem to only appear to men. My husband and sons have seen them, and I've even had guests come in that have been like, who's that old lady over there? I'm like, what old lady?
Well, that's interesting because you talked in your presentation about how some places seem to have a lot of young female ghosts, and other places have, different things like ghosts you can see, spirits, or things that you can't see happening. It seems there's quite a variability in it.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on ghosts when a building is torn down or moved?
I think it depends on the spirit, because some say, that they will build something new on the property and there's still ghostly activity, and sometimes they go away. And it's like, I wonder if they left with something that they were attached to in the building. Like they say, sometimes a ghost will be attached to a piece of furniture or something odd, even like a book or something that they had a real emotional attachment to when they were alive. So I guess it just depends on the location and the haunting.
Well, that makes sense. That would kind of explain why some ghosts might go with the building to Crossroads Village as opposed to just disappearing or staying where they were.
Right.
All right. Well, let's see. I see you've got this one is the downtown city area of Flint, right?
Yes.
And these are just random legends you curated from Lapeer and Genesee counties.
Yep. There's items in Flushing, Swartz Creek, Fenton, Linden, Columbiaville, Goodrich, I believe, and then Lapeer.
Okay. And finally, the haunted hotels of Michigan.
Yep, and all over the state, the UP, Mackinac Island, and all over the Mitten.
Excellent, excellent. And they're $23 each.
Yes.
And we'll put a link to them in the description here and in the video. So if you're interested, which I hope you are, you can click on it and pick one up. What do you got coming up in the future?
As far as events, I'm doing a novel event on Saturday, October 4th in Fenton, and then October 18th, I'm doing the Spooktastic Haunted Book Fair in Flint at the Creative Cafe.
Excellent.
And then over the winter, I plan on starting on my next book.
Nice. Can you give us a hint of what that might be about?
I'm currently doing research on ghosts of the Great Lakes. So,
yes.
yep,
Around the lake
haunted
shore.
lighthouses,
Oh, yes.
lake shores, ghost ships, and some haunted islands.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you for spending some time with us today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And have a nice day.